Welcome to another update from Force 13, and in this one we look at Typhoon Yutu, or local name Rosita, and is now weakening. Now here's the latest from the Joint Typhoon Warning Signal. Located 16.9 degrees north, 126.2 degrees east. Maximum sustained winds are 90 knots, gusting 110 knots. And minimum central pressure, according to another source, is 956 millibars. Yutu, located 330 nautical miles east-northeast of Manila, Philippines, tracking southwest at 9 knots, and wave height is down to 36 feet. And coming up is the latest track from the Joint Typhoon Warning Signal, and the centre is reporting animated multispectral satellite imagery shows the eye has become ill-defined and cloud-filled. As rain bands continue to unravel but remain tightly wrapped into a central convection that continued to weaken, as evidenced by warming cloud tops. And here's the latest information from Bagasa. They have the system slightly weakened and threatens South Isabela, Northern Aurora area. Stormy weather over the areas under Tropical Cyclone Warning number 3 and 2. Travel by land is risky over these areas. Moderate to heavy rains associated with the typhoon expected over Northern and Central Luzon starting tonight, the 29th. And storm surge of up to 3 meters possible over the coastal areas Isabela, Cagayan, Aurora, Ilocos Sur, Ilocos Norte and La Union. Apology for the pronunciations, and a small seacraft advisory. Here's the chart from the centre. Now we have a look at the NOAA floaters. The MSI series of recent microwave images suggests that the cyclone is in a triaconal motion, wobbling. Apology for the pronunciation on that word. The initial position is extrapolated. There's another one for me. With fair confidence from a defined microwave eye. Diminishing outflow, especially on the poleward side, is offsetting these favourable dynamics. Vertical wind shear is 10 to 15 knots. Along track sea surface temperatures, ocean heat content values in the Philippine Sea remain conducive. Cyclone is tracking along the southern periphery of a building east-west oriented subtropical wedge. And there's no change to the forecast philosophy since the previous reasoning message. That's from the Joint Typhoon Warning Signal. Typhoon 31W will continue on a southwestward then westward track towards Luzon as the steering ridge continues to build, making landfall. And I believe it has already made landfall. and we'll cross the rugged terrain of Luzon, exiting into the South China Sea. And a mid-latitude shortwave trough approaching from the northwest will weaken the steering ridge, allowing the cyclone to track northwest. Now we have a look at the upper level divergence. It's only around 30 knots. Earlier in the typhoon's life it was up around 60 knots. Now we have a look at the wind shear. And we will have more updated information in about 6.5 hours from now. The 24-hour shear tendency. I'm actually filling in for Nathan. He's not feeling 100%, and he should be back on board within the next couple of days. And the 850 millibar vorticity, and here's the life of the system up to a few hours ago. However, after the 36-hour mark, increased poleward outflow ahead of the shortwave trough will offset the marginal environment and stoke a slight intensification to 70 knots within 72 hours. Numerical guidance is in tight agreement, with minimal spreading to 215 nautical miles at the 72-hour mark, lending high confidence in this portion of the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre's forecast that is laid very close to consensus. Beyond the 72-hour mark, the typhoon will crest the steering ridge axis, tracking more poleward, increasing vertical wind shear. Cold surge event in the SCS will gradually erode the system down to 30 knots by the 120-hour mark. Notable outline is the GFS on the left, favouring a delayed wide recurvature, and AFUM on the right. There is fair confidence in the extended portion to the centre's advisory. Now I have a look at the Pivotal Weather website. It's the Gfs Accumulated Precipitation water, and the scale is at the bottom of the screen. And from me personally, David, appreciate the support to the updates. And as mentioned a couple of minutes ago, we will continue to bring the latest information. And my thoughts are with the people over there in the Philippines. The EPS track guidance and the various models. Top right hand side of the screen, the late cycle track guidance. The EPS guidance, and late cycle intensity guidance. You can clearly see how the system is weakening, although there might be a slight chance of intensification.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com with the latest. You can also find our YouTube page. You're probably there already, but if not, subscribe if you haven't so far. You can also find our Facebook page, Force 13 all in text, and it's at Force 13 on Twitter if you'd like to get in touch with us on there. You can also help the project become even better by enjoying the benefits of patronage. You can find out more information about how to become a patron and what those benefits are at patreon.com/Force13. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and Fool13 at extension 9094 on Discord for Tropical Weather Chat.